everyone, and welcome to Center Stage Community Podcast, where we give the community the center stage. I'm your host, Justin McCall, with my co-host, Cynthia Sanders-Masherini.
Hi there.
Hey, Cynthia.
Hey, Justin.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. Actually, no, I'm tired. It's been a long day.
It has been a long day. That's okay.
It's been a really long day. I'm tired, worn out, and yeah, I'm just tired.
Well, we'll get through it.
Long day to Oklahoma City and back,
yeah,
if you will.
Well, I'm glad that you made it back. It was good things. It was all for good.
It was good things. Yes.
Definitely.
And if we went there for Tyler. If you haven't heard Tyler's story, that was episode number 4 or 5.
Somewhere around there.
Somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to episode 4 or 5.
Yes.
You can't miss it. It's called Tyler's Story.
Yeah.
But we went and he got his cast taken off.
Yep.
He's now in a boot.
Mm-hmm. With a whale on it.
He has a whale on it.
Yeah.
And he's excited about that. Well, actually, his sisters are more excited about that than he is.
Well,
Yeah.
they get something to look forward to, too.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yep.
I guess so. But yeah, we have good news coming back from Oklahoma City, which is good.
Yeah.
So always good whenever you come back from those meetings. So need to remind everybody that Center Stage Community Podcast is brought to you by InsureBoss. And remember that InsureBoss is insurance you need for the coverage that you expect. Well, today, guys, we're excited because we have an awesome guest with us, and we're gonna head right into the guest and get going with the interview. As soon as we mention his name, you're gonna know exactly who he is. But guys, we are excited to announce our guest, Chief Dickinson.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
Hi
Good.
there. Welcome.
Nice to be here.
Yeah.
Appreciate you letting me come out.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. So we were chatting a little bit before the program today, and we found out a little bit of information. So you are not originally from Chelsea, right?
Nope. I grew up in Neosho, Missouri. Finished school in Branson, Missouri, and so lived in Missouri my entire life. All my family's still over there and stuff like that. So.
Well, that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah. So you guys have family in Branson?
Not anymore. Family has moved on to Springfield, Ozark area, or up north.
Well, that's not too far from Branson.
No. It's
So we can.
minutes.
What's their name and number? I'm gonna.
Oh, wow.
Find out where they're at.
I'm thinking about going to Branson in a couple of weeks. No, I'm just kidding.
It was nice living there. You learned all the back roads pretty easy and
Yeah,
stuff. And so
yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, you can get
that's
around all the traffic and get to the different places a lot faster than everybody else,
yeah.
I'm sure. So,
Oh, you
all
got
the little hidey
routes?
holes, all the routes, everything.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite thing to do in Branson?
Honestly, like just in the summertime, going out to the lake, being able to fish.
Yeah.
One of my buddies, Austin Ford, actually my best friend. He had a boat and had a dock and everything, so we'd go out there, and every once in a while we'd either go tubing, fishing, something like that. We'd just go hang out on the lake. So it was a way to get away from the big crowds of people. And
Oh, yeah.
spend some time together and just chill.
That's
So
cool.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So how long were you living in that area, and then what brought you to where you are today in
Yes.
Chelsea?
So I lived in Branson. I moved there right before freshman year, so the end of like 8th grade or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Finished high school there. After graduating high school.
What is Branson? Branson what? Like we're the Chelsea Dragons. What is Branson?
Pirates.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Pirates.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
Yep. So once I finished school there, I left for active duty Army.
Okay.
So I
Yep.
enlisted in the Army, went and did that. I was stationed in Fort Hood for a little while. After transitioning out of active duty into reserves, went to the police academy, and then just slowly trickled my way here from worked at the sheriff's office in Christian County for a little while. And then after that, I got on with the Quapaw Nation Marshal Service there in Ottawa County, Miami area. So one of my buddies that was in my drill unit out of Joplin got me on there.
Yeah.
So after working there for a little bit, met my wife and moved in with her in 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah. So is that what brought you to Chelsea?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had never really heard of Chelsea until her. So
Yeah.
obviously being from Missouri and being up that way, even when I worked for the Marshal Service, I just wasn't super familiar with the area down in here. Heck, I didn't even really know about Claremore or anything like that. I knew of Tulsa, but everything north of there just never really heard of or explored. So
Yeah. So what made you look at wanting to join the Army?
Just like with being a police officer, I knew from a very, very young age that I wanted to be in the military and I wanted to be a cop. From being 4 or 5 years old playing cops and robbers in the backyard with whatever.
He said, I was always the
men.
cop.
Yeah, playing Army men, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I knew from that point on I was going to be a police officer and be in the military.
So you never really thought of anything else. This has always kind of been your path.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So when I was going through high school, when I got out of high school, I did go to college for one semester at Missouri Valley College. I played football for them, got on a football scholarship. And looking back, I wish I would have finished because I would have loved to play 4 years of football. But I went there, declared the degree of criminal justice. Like, my whole plan was get out, get a degree in criminal justice, go into law enforcement. But then after talking with family and some friends and stuff, I decided that the faster route, just do it now, was to go into the military and get the degree later and just get out and get some life experience. So,
Yeah.
Oh, there you
so I
go.
went ahead and did it.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you ended up here in Chelsea. And did you work in Oklahoma as a police officer before you took on the role as chief?
Yeah, so like I said, I worked for the Quapaw Nation Marshal Service for a few years.
Okay.
A little over 3 years with them, which was awesome. Loved every bit of it. Had quite a large area to patrol. We had jurisdiction in Ottawa County, Kansas, or Ottawa County, Oklahoma, and Cherokee County, Kansas. So we could actually cross state lines, which is very rare, but just the way that our agreement was with Kansas and stuff allowed us to do that. So I enjoyed that. A lot of good training, especially in the tribal laws and the difference in federal law, stuff like that.
Is that complicated? I'm
very,
sure.
very complicated.
I was wondering that too.
It can be. It's simple but complicated at the same time. It's quite a bit because you got to go between, victim and who, if they were native or non-native.
Oh yeah.
Suspect if they're native or non-native, then type of crime, stuff like that. If it's a major crime, and just it can get kind of
procedurally.
Yes.
Yeah.
It can be a headache in establishing jurisdiction.
Yeah.
So working for a travel agency for a while really helped with that. I left the Quapaw Nation Marshal Service, went and worked for Claremore Police Department. Loved every minute of that as well. Very, very busy agency, which I enjoy. I like to just go. I'm not a sitter and hang around. I like to be out and moving and doing.
You're not at the donut shop.
No. I like my donuts.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think if you say you don't like donuts, you're wrong, right?
I feel like that's so unfair because who doesn't love a donut?
Exactly. That's what everybody,
come on.
when they give me a hard time about it, I say, you like them too.
Yeah.
So,
Shout out to the donut shop here in town too.
Yeah.
Maple Bars. Maybe.
Yeah. Hey.
So I worked for them for a little bit, and then the chief posting happened, and I had a little bit of time where I was actually not in law enforcement and was thinking about making a change and getting out, but then it just kept calling me. I couldn't be away from it. There was actually the day that finally decided I was like, I guess I'll put in for the chief was there was a female having a medical episode at Dollar General, and I was sitting out in the car. Wife was inside shopping when it happened. She came outside and said, hey, this is going on. Can you come inside and help her? And so I went in there and started helping her, and got her loaded up. Everything was fine. She was okay. She just has a history of seizures, so nothing major, but still helped her out.
Right place at the right time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Chief Sampson came to me and again for about the 12th time said, dude, put in your app for the chief here. He goes, I don't think you're realizing that you have a shot. And I said, well, I don't, because again, when you think of chief, you think of somebody that's 40, 50 years old, been in it for 20 years and stuff like that. So I didn't think I had a shot, but he talked me into it. I put it in, and
here you are.
Here I am.
Yeah.
Here you are.
So.
Chief of Police in Chelsea, Oklahoma.
Yep.
Yep. We're so thankful and grateful to have you.
That.
Yeah. You're doing a lot of great things here in town. Recently, we just had an event that you guys put on. I saw, now you can correct me if I'm wrong, I saw something on Facebook that there were some kids riding bikes in town, and some people were talking about, bike safety and that kids need to learn bike safety, and for people to somebody to be able to educate them. And then here comes our Chelsea PD, awesome, and put this event on. And can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So just following Facebook, saw a post. There was a kid right in the middle of the road on Walnut Street, and the lady that posted, said, "Hey, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, but let's just talk to our kids, make sure that we're right and safe, because I don't want to see anybody hurt, doing the right thing."
Yes.
And then in the comments, they kept saying, well, what if we did a bike safety course? We know that police departments have done it, something like that. So I was like, all right, let's see what we can do. So I tried to plan pretty quickly. We had about 2 weeks to get things rounded together. But mines came together. The lady that posted it, Miss Jamie Phillips, she came together, and Carrie Fisher and those others that came to help came out to a meeting. We threw some stuff together, and we're like, let's make this happen. We ended up raising about $1,500 in 2 weeks for that event to get. We were able to buy Rogers County Farm Bureau was able to donate as well, so we were able to purchase 8 bikes for kids to give out for free bikes, and then we bought 50 helmets so that every kid could take that participated could take a helmet home. We did certificates, and then we let them come out. We set up a big bike safety course and let them ride the course, and created an intersection and some other stuff to where we had to set up situations where they had to stop, look for traffic, look for other people, look for other kids on the bike, and then they could go around. And then we set up a little drink stop for them so they could get a little juice barrel or a Capri Sun or a water, because it was really hot that day. So we loved every minute of it. It was a great time, and we're happy to connect with the kids and get them those helmets and those bikes.
That was an awesome event, and for you guys to put something together like that in such a short amount of time too, that's wonderful. I mean, and just imagine if you're able to have more time to prepare for something like that, what could you do? I mean, wow.
Well, and we've already decided it's going to be an annual thing.
Awesome.
I love it.
Yep. So we're going to do that every year. Obviously, don't know if we can do the bike giveaway as big, or if we can do it next year. But as far as the bike safety course, we will do it next year. We've already looked at, there's an organization out there that'll actually bring in certified trainers to help kids that are maybe transitioning from training wheels to non-training wheels. They can actually help with that too. So even the fundamentals of riding bikes, not just the safety of the roadway, you can actually do a whole course throughout. And like I said, they can bring better bikes than what we could. We scrapped up what we could, but they can bring a lot better of equipment and stuff. And so I think it'll be even bigger and better next year.
That's awesome.
A whole year to play.
That's really cool.
Wonderful. I love that. I love that you took on the position. You're jumping in head first, just diving in and doing good things for this community.
All different aspects. I mean, from kids to the community to
helping somebody in Dollar General.
I mean, and the thing about that event was, I mean, you saw the need, and you were, good luck with that, we'll be behind you, we'll be thinking about it. No, you're like, okay, we're gonna take this on, we're gonna do this, we're gonna put this together, and we're gonna do it for the community, for the kids. And I love that. I mean, that's good on all different levels. So that's awesome.
Seeing those kids riding the bikes out there, just like
they had a lot of fun.
The post about how she said, I just want to see them be safe. I love when it's hot out and I'm seeing these kids riding around and going to Jiffy Mart and getting themselves a soda and then headed over to ride at the park. That is small town America to me, and I love seeing it. And I love that you stood up and helped them to know that bike safety is important. And like Justin said, just didn't let somebody else, take it.
That's a really good segue into, because I mean, to have a community where your kids are safe enough, to get on a bike and head down to Jiffy Mart or Country Mart.
I'm sorry, Country Mart. Country Mart.
Anyway,
you can edit it out.
It'll always be Jiffy Mart, I think.
I'm sorry. I try.
No, but honestly, like to have a place where you feel safe, where your kids can be out and about like that. So kind of tell us a little bit about your vision for making Chelsea safe and what you see going forward as far as trying to bring peace and safety and security to the community that you're serving now. Okay.
Yeah, so one big thing that I and every one of my officers can attest to it, the first officer meeting that we had, I had literally been chief for, I think, a day or two. And it was just, getting all the paperwork and stuff together. So we had an officer meeting so I could introduce myself to all the officers and stuff. From that point, the first thing that I told my officers, and I said, this will be paramount to increasing safety, is this town is a good size, but it also is small enough that there is no reason why in a 10 or 12-hour shift, depending on what you work, that you can't drive every single city street at least once. There's no reason. So I told them that when they work their shift, that every shift they will drive every single city street at least once throughout their shift, because again, part of what was happening was just the sitting in front of the
one single area.
Yeah, the buildings, the storage buildings over there on Walnut Street or down on the south end of town, watching them come from Dollar General. I said, that's fine and great because we do want to keep speeders from coming into town, but we've got to touch the other parts of town where other people see us.
Presence.
Yeah. Presence is paramount in law enforcement. The first key of public safety and preventing crime is presence. Being proactive and not reactive will always help deter crime. So reactive agencies have seen it. There's studies all over. The FBI has done it. Reactive agencies always struggle and are always behind the curve to deter crime. But those proactive agencies are the ones that are always the forefront and making sure that things are safe. And so that's what I tell my guys: go out and get it. Whether it's speeding tickets, arrests, drugs, anything, you go out and get it, and that's what we're going to do. So,
wow. Now, I want to ask you about some challenges that you have faced coming on as maybe somebody that is new to the area, and maybe some previous maybe reputation of the Chelsea PD and taking on this role. Like what has been some challenges that you faced since taking on this role?
Well, I like its idea. Just
hey,
laying it
we're
before
we're getting in. We're getting into it.
We're getting in the nitty-gritty.
I feel like he's not here to.
Transparency is keys.
Yes.
I like it.
So one of the big things, there's a couple things I'll touch on. The reputation was the first thing that kind of caught my ear whenever you said it.
Yeah.
The reputation wasn't great. Obviously, there were a couple tarnishes on the department, some black eyes, as you will, in the past from different situations that we don't need to discuss because those persons made those decisions.
And everybody's human.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on from that. We're going to leave the past in the past. But trying to overcome that is difficult because, as you guys know, building trust is difficult. From once you've lost it. Trying to get it back is pretty difficult.
Sure.
So the constant fight to try to gain that trust back is pretty difficult at times. There's times that we show up on scene and it's, well, the previous person did this and the previous chief did that and they blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, that's not me. Don't compare me to that person. You don't know me yet. Give me the opportunity to show you how we can be different. I tell my officers there is absolutely no reason why we can't be professional, polite, and courteous to every single person that we contact. When we turn on our lights to stop a car, we've ruined the person's day. Even if they're having the greatest day in the world, we're pulling them over. We've ruined their day, whether we're giving them a ticket or not. Is it a drastic ruining of their day? No, but we've impeded their ability to just have a normal functioning day. So let's make that interaction as positive as possible.
I guess it depends on the situation. It could make for a really, really, really bad day.
Yeah, it could.
Yeah.
And that's the hardest part of our job is we can go from one moment, saving somebody and doing compressions and whatever and helping the fire department with something to writing a ticket, and the people want to focus on, well, he wrote me a ticket, not the, hey, I just did chest compressions on somebody for 13 minutes, And I hate bringing that up, but that is part of it.
And that stuff does happen in our town.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it happens.
And that was another big thing that we made happen is we're a joint response with the fire department here in town, fire department, EMS. There's very few agencies that do that in the world, but every single call for service they get, whether it's a fall without injuries to something significant, we're always there to assist and help them. So and I just love that the fire department is willing to work with us and keeping that relationship strong. As far as challenges, like I said, other than just reputation, obviously is budget constraints and things like that. Coming from larger agencies and having the will to get some of those nicer, newer things very, very easily.
Yeah.
We can't here. And so trying to learn that I need to pump the brakes on some things. That's been difficult for me, but I'm learning slowly and surely. And the city's been great about having my back with, hey, we're going to get where we need to get. We just have to take the process to get there.
It might take a few steps.
Yeah. So, when I came in, it was, hey, let's get this place going now. Let's get, all the new equipment that we need right now. And after about a month or two of, hey, Gabe, pump the brakes, I learned pretty quickly I need to. So I believe that the city council and stuff, we've all come together pretty good, and built a pretty good relationship that we'll figure it out.
They want you to have what you need,
Absolutely.
right?
Oh,
I mean,
yep,
there's nothing but support. I can imagine, coming from the mayor and the city council and everybody involved.
Yeah. So, and just like with building the trust, it did take some time. At first it was kind of weary. Hey, why are you getting this? Hey, why are we buying this? Why are we buying another radar unit? A lot of questions, and now it's okay. Oh, you're buying this because it benefits us? Cool. And that's about how it's been. So there's no more question as to why I'm doing it. It's just a question of, hey, could we have found somewhere a little bit cheaper to make it happen? I'll show quotes, and that's the way we have to be in a business. But that's really about the only constraint. So seeing it transition from a total questioning to having support has been great. And
that's that taking that like administrative role that we were talking about earlier before we got on. It's those budgets are like, oh man, I have to think about that now. I'm just trying to think of how we can upgrade our equipment right now, not where the money's coming from right now.
And that was a big change because again, military, I had done a lot of the stuff for ordering materials and stuff. But federal budget compared to city budget's completely different. So it was a learning curve, but I think we've fast it out.
Yeah. Well, that's great.
So I wanted to ask you, what you've been in the position for a little more than a year now. Excuse me. What do you see as the I don't really want to say the biggest crimes in our community, but like what are the things that you're coming across on a regular basis that our community could do better, and what ways could we do better? Realistically,
as far as crime, we actually have one of the lowest crime rates in the state, which is pretty great. I think we're I've seen somewhere in some places that we rank like number 9 in the whole entire state as being one of the safest. So
awesome.
As far as just
did you hear that, guys?
Yeah.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal.
The biggest thing that we're seeing, obviously, outside of the drugs, that's unfortunate, but it is out there, and we have to deal with that. I think the biggest issue that we have is because this town is so safe and because we have such a tight-knit community, one thing that we see a lot is people leaving their vehicles unlocked and stuff, and that allows people to get in them easily and quickly.
I'll have customers that will leave them running outside the office. I'm like, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Don't want to do that.
I am guilty. Guilty of it. I will leave my car running. And my family that comes from California are like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm just running into the store really quick. I don't want it to be hot when I get in. I know.
Criminals are opportunists. Criminals are absolutely opportunists. The easiest of the job that they can get, the better. So if they can walk up, pop a door, grab a wallet, and get out.
I definitely wouldn't do that once this video airs, Cynthia. I'm just saying.
Learn from me. Hey, I'll be honest. I will probably not change that habit of mine.
Okay, to every criminal out there.
I'm sorry.
Just a heads up.
I won't. I forget half the time.
So that's one thing that we tried to start, and I haven't been able to keep up with it on social media due to the military and stuff like that. But one thing that we're going to start doing every Friday at 9 o'clock, we'll give everybody the reminder of the 9 p.m. routine, which is at 9 p.m. every night. Just set a reminder in your head, set an alarm if you have to. If you need to do it earlier, you can. But 9 p.m., just remember, hey, let's turn on the car, or let's lock the car. Let's turn on the porch light. Let's make sure the garage door is shut.
I like that.
So that way, you just get in that routine of every night securing all your stuff to then keep yourself.
He's gonna remind me.
See, okay, so
every Friday night.
I will say this: we created this platform as a way of communication, right?
Yeah.
We say that you cannot have community without communication, right?
Yeah.
And one thing I will say is I'm not on Facebook a ton, so except for when we do videos and upload them and all that. But I will say when I'm on there, I see the things that the police department is putting out there, and it is good. It's good to hear from the police department and also the fire department. The more communication and more involvement there is, the better the relational stuff is going to be, I believe.
Yes.
So I appreciate that.
Yeah. And if you're okay with me touch on that, like I said, when I first came in, we didn't have a Facebook page or anything like that. So that was one of the first things I did was create that Facebook page. Yeah. But I just think it's, like you said, it's great to have it to where, if there's a significant event coming on in town, flooding, weather, I try to put out as much information as much as possible on there, so that way you know what's going on. Because a well-informed public is a safer public.
Absolutely.
So. We appreciate it. I love that.
We
really do.
I'll never forget a video that I probably watched, I don't know how many times, that you did in front of the school.
The speed limit sign.
Yeah. It's like 1-5. The speed limit is 15.
And I got some flack for that, but
I didn't see it.
You didn't see that?
No.
Oh, it was great. I loved it.
I need to go
awesome.
back.
Yeah. We were going to do a lot of those videos kind of continually, just every like once a month, like, hey, this is your turn signal, use your turn signal. Just kind of making it a fun. Educational way to do it. The biggest thing that we're going to touch on, we never got around to, and maybe I'll revisit it. One of them that we're going to do is rolling stop signs, because we went away from the California stop to it's the Chelsea roll, as we call it. So it is a small town, just slow roll about 3 or 4 miles an hour, good, and then you roll. It's not a stop. Yeah, got to stop. So
what's that movie Clueless? She's like, I totally paused.
Yeah.
No, you got to make a complete stop.
Nope. that's not
so
what
that might
those
be our
are.
next one that we debut.
That's
I love
awesome.
it. That would be great.
I love the creativity, honestly.
I do too.
It's fresh, right? And it brings something new to the table. And it's not the same, same old. It's fresh. So
and
I like
it
that.
shows, I think, kind of your personality.
Yeah.
And that you are. A lot of times, I think with law enforcement, people might think that you're just super serious about everything, but I mean, you are funny and lighthearted. You seem very lighthearted, and just the things that you're saying about treating people with kindness, even when, like you said, when you pull someone over, you just made their day kind of worse. Yeah. Maybe it wasn't going the greatest even at that moment. And when you pull them over and you treat them with kindness, and as a human being, that is 100% a wonderful thing to do. Yeah. So I've also, when I hear you talking about, your conversations with our mayor and your conversations with the fire chief, I want to say, Chelsea, what an exciting time that we are in, that all of these, they're all joining forces, working together for the betterment of this community. And that's a wonderful thing, and something that, has needed to happen for a very long time.
Yeah, I agree.
And we're very lucky to be able to be witnessing that right now. So, Something else that we wanted to kind of ask you is, as far as, you're talking about the things with the social media, and we talked about, the kids, the safety bike course that you did. What are some things that what's a recent initiative that your department has implemented to improve the community and its policies?
Another initiative that we have going, you don't really see it much during the summer, but come the school year, I've made it a point that every officer shall conduct a walk through the school at least once a week.
I like that.
I think the biggest reason is, one, obviously, our keeping our kids safe is huge, but the future of our community is our children. So if you can create that positive relationship between the youth of this area, as as time goes on and they start to grow up and you get older and stuff like that, they are going to be our future leaders in our area.
Right.
Whether it's, some of them leave for military, some stay here and open a local business, they're going to be the people that are going to drive this community. Yeah. If we make that positive interaction now, as opposed to when they're adults, again, it's going to make the community better as we grow.
Yeah, because when I was a kid, police officers, firefighters, all that were people that you looked up to and admired, right?
Yes.
And it seems like across our country that has not been the case the last 5, 6,
Pretty
10
much
years.
gone away.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's them versus us type of mentality.
Yeah.
So I like that. I mean, showing the kids, look, we're good guys and we are for you, and it's somebody to look up to again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's awesome.
Yeah, and I think one
Absolutely.
thing that you mentioned, being a human being, when people get pulled over and they feel bad, that's another thing that I just want people to understand is, like, yes, we wear gear, we're police officers, we're rough and tough, but we're human beings as well. You know, we like to laugh, we like to joke, we like to play games, and so understand that we're not just there as police officers. We're, I'm Gabe, there's Lane, there's Kristen, there's Roy, Sarah, Brooks.
Yes.
All of them they're human beings first, they're cops second.
Yeah.
So we get that. We try to be as cordial and polite and kind to people as we can, and just trying to build that relationship. So
Well, and you guys are all part of this community too.
Yeah, your
You
community
guys all
members.
have kids here. You're mentioning some of the other officers. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, Sarah and Brooks.
Yep.
Love them. I mean, they got kids here too.
Yep.
Everybody's trying to do what they can to make it better here.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
and every one of them that serve on the department are looking, I'm sure, looking forward to the future with you and what you guys have going on.
Yeah.
So
Yep. I'm very fortunate of that. So,
yeah.
yeah, they've all kind of bought in. Every single one of them said that they'll enjoy working with me, and Sarah and Brooks came on for a reason. They saw the change and wanted to be
That's
a part
awesome.
of it, and so
I like that.
Yeah.
we have a pretty good family.
When you have
Yeah.
the support of your team, I mean, it makes life just so much better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Inside a department or inside of a business or a family, for that matter.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
speaking of, when you get when you have things that you see on Facebook and all that kind of stuff that aren't so good and all that,
Yeah.
how do you guys deal with transparency and accountability concerns with the public? How do you
So-
address those?
Yeah, so I don't handle them super well. I'll be honest. You've seen it on Facebook. We've had people that have a couple times, out of just sheer emotion, and I understand that, have came at the department negatively and said some things that were not true at all.
Sure.
He just said, this is how things happen. And I got on there and I addressed them publicly through social media and said, well, this is actually what happened. This is what occurred, blah, 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 and gave out those details. In hindsight, probably should have just bit my tongue and moved on. But I just feel like that's a way to say, hey, you're saying that the department was bad and did this, this, and this, but this is actually what occurred. This
Right.
is what you did that caused the situation, or however. And then explain why the law is the way it is and stuff like that. So I used that, like I said, to be kind of open with people. But as far as transparency goes, I mean, just I tell people all the time, I have an open door policy. Anytime you want to come talk to me, sit down and have a conversation, I'll answer any and all of your questions. But two, we wear body cams and dash cameras have dash cameras for a reason. So, if something happens and you want to come file a complaint and you want to say something, we'll have the video right there. I have no problem with releasing it, showing it to you.
Yeah.
I mean, law says that I have to anyways, but I encourage it. I've had a couple complaints on me that have turned into, why are you even complaining, which makes me feel good, but there are still just going to be people that are going to say stuff. So we'll always be open to answer any questions and let people know.
So basically, you're an open book, and you're going to let your job speak for itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Because then, I mean, if you let the job speak for itself, there's not much to say after that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then if there's anything that needs to be addressed, I mean, like you said, we'll show it to you, and if there's something that needs to be addressed, I mean, you'll look at it and go from there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
So,
we've had a couple incidences where, maybe an officer wasn't doing anything wrong that they knew that they were doing,
Yeah.
but just had taken care of a situation or handled it maybe not as well as I would have liked, and something has happened, and I've addressed that situation. We've retrained, and again, all of us as a department are relearning and constantly getting
Right.
better and training. And
Yes.
so I welcome it anytime anybody has a concern to come to me, and we'll.
So have
do what
you
we can.
ever had a situation? You don't have to be specific or anything, but have you ever had a situation where somebody in the community or people in the community have brought something to you, and you're like, well, yeah, you're kind of right, and it's kind of shaped the department's policies and practices at all?
Yeah, so we let's try to think if I can think of one for sure. We've had a couple instances where we had some individuals come to us about like following and harassing. Some individuals made some comments that we were following them around town and harassing them, and basically trying to just shadow them. Come to find out that one of the situations was myself, and it just happened to be that I was circling an auction site, making sure that everything was safe in the area and stuff like that. So I was just hitting the side of that town for about 2 hours. I was just circling that side of town. And then same with the other officer. He just happened to pass the house a couple times. So just trying to explain to people that, hey, that's our job to drive those areas. Yeah. We're not doing anything.
You're in a small town. The radius is not that big.
Yeah, you're going to see us pass several times.
Yeah.
So as far as a change for us, it didn't change a lot for us, but just explaining to those individuals like, hey, this is the change of the department. You're going to see us more often, whereas you didn't in the past. Yeah. I think getting people to understand that that's why we're so visible now.
That's the new norm.
Yes, that's going to be the new normal. It's not going to be sitting in two spots.
I think that's huge because you're taking something that was a misunderstanding and you're saying, okay, this is a direct result of the positive changes that we've made. It isn't you. It's that we are wanting to protect you and do a better job of protecting you, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's great. So what I've noticed, so my office is on Main Street, right? So I've noticed that we have a lot of sirens going off a lot in our little town,
right?
And you don't have to say any specifics or anything like that, but I'm just curious, like what is going down with all those sirens, I guess, because there seems to be like at least once almost every day, it seems like.
Yeah, so it can be anything from, like I said, something so simple as a fall with injuries or fall without injuries to something more serious like today. We had an unfortunate individual that was experiencing a stroke. So those situations are timely, especially with strokes. You have like that golden hour.
Sure.
Like, the quicker you can get them to medical attention, the better off they are, and you drop the risk of dying, and which obviously we want to prevent. So a lot of those sirens calls are those emergency situations, whether it's something like a medical call or if it's something where somebody's in an unfortunate situation where somebody's coming in their home or stealing something, or there's for the lack of
varying reasons.
Yeah, varying reasons,
Sure. Yeah.
So that's why you hear a lot of them.
Yeah.
And like I said, that has increased because we as a police department have decided that, hey, we're going to work with the fire department.
Yes. There you go.
The ambulance service.
There you go.
To help shorten the response time for us
if
getting
you're
calls.
there quicker.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And the other side of that is we keep our firefighters safe. Those guys do a fantastic job. They're awesome crew.
Absolutely.
But there are times that people don't want to allow them to do their job and want to try to interfere and cause some issues. And that's what we're there for. So we can apply that first aid, but we can also keep them safe.
So going back to that, hearing a lot of sirens and stuff, I always say an extra prayer whenever you guys at the fire department are when school's in session, going past towards the high school for sure, over towards Art Goat and everything. And going back to what you said earlier about officers being in school, we've had situations where the school's been on lockdown because of individuals being in and around the area or whatever the case may be. So kind of tell us,
even just emergency. I think that they've had to lock down too, just when there's a medical something going on. Yeah. Even, but
what. I know the school plays a big role in protecting the kids and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But what role does the police department play in something like that?
So obviously we, as the police department, we'll have the most up-to-date information as we can get from outside the school. So if there's anything that's going on anywhere remotely near the school, whether it's could potentially be a risk, or if it's even a 5% chance that it could bleed over to the school, we're going to lock the school down. Simply because we don't want anybody outside anywhere around that, walk into the cafeteria or anything like that. We don't want them out of their classrooms to where.
So it's a call from the police department to the school.
If it's something that's occurring outside the school that the school is not aware of, then we will call dispatch and we'll let them know, hey, we need to go ahead and lock the school down, and we'll make that call.
Okay.
If it's something happening at the school, typically they have their procedures in place already that they'll make that call pretty quickly. Matt Hagebush and all the principals, we all came together last year during the school year and met myself and Chief Sampson and talked about some of those things and how they need to happen a little faster. And, not that they weren't happening fast enough, but again, if we're not improving, then we're going to be stagnant, and complacency's,
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like the conversation we had with Mr. Hagerbush in an earlier episode. If you haven't seen that one, make sure you go back and watch that one. That one was really good too. But it just seems like on all aspects,
you guys are hitting it all together. Like it really.
I mean, this is great.
It really is. Again,
we're a three-headed monster, I think, is kind of the way I want to look at it. But if you said it earlier in our conversations, if we all as a community don't come together and work together, then one person is going to want to go this way, the other is going to go the other way, and then you're going to start getting some pull apart, and then you're going to have some issues, and there's bad blood. But if we can form, even if it's, hey, let's meet in the middle ground on this, and form kind of an agreement on how things are going to happen, then again, you're just going to increase your efficiency and how safe you're going to make situations.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it is.
So what's one thing that you wish the community knew about the work of your department that you guys do every day?
So again, every day, yes,
if there's anything else that you can add to what I mean, you guys already have a full day with everything that we've already talked about. But
so again, people just see, the traffic stops and the citations. That's all people really see. But there's so much more that we do in the community. Again, helping the fire with medical calls and things like that. People, just today, there was an individual that his truck broke down on Highway 66. He had already called for a tow truck. There wasn't anything I could do to help him get off the road. But to make him safer, I stayed behind his vehicle until the tow truck got there and the tow truck loaded it. Just creating that barrier, having the lights on, people move over. Every single one of our officers does things like that every day, from changing flats to.
I was going to say I've seen them doing those kinds of things. Just
so we go far and beyond just being ticket hunters. We help people with a lot of stuff.
What's the motivation behind that? Just curious.
So I think that the motivation comes from, having somebody push that initiative of, hey, let's be a better department. I tell my officers every day, like, we're not going to be a mediocre agency. We're going to be a grade A agency. I want people in Rogers County, I want the other agencies in Rogers County to not be like, oh man, Chelsea's at the training. I want them to be like, hey, Chelsea's here. Their officers are top notch. And so just instilling that motivation in the officers and that mentality of we're going to be grade A at all times has really set them up to really take that extra step to be successful.
Well, it's given them something to set that bar and also be proud. Be proud of what they're doing, and just those things that you do for people that maybe others aren't seeing. There are people that see it. I've seen it. I mean, I walked two little girls into the Casey's in town, and Kristen was out there with stickers, waving me down to give these girls some stickers, and it just made their day. They were so excited, and she asked them what they were up to, and just made them feel special. And just those little things, and when people are in need, not necessarily like emergent need, you guys are still there to help and assist. And that's something that a person, I believe, even you're proud to wear a badge, but you can just be proud as a human being because you're treating people well.
And we've dealt with some people with mental health issues and that are unfortunately struggling with suicide, and I myself, and I've seen other officers do it, we get down with them, we tell them like, hey, we're not here as Chief Dickinson or Captain Sutherland or Officer Cooper. We're here as Gabe, Kristen, or Lane, or Roy or Brooks, and we tell people, like, we're a human being first. Let's keep you here with us. Let's figure out how you can do it. And I know I've seen several of my officers, myself included, give out our cell phone numbers to people that said, hey, if you just need somebody just to talk to, we can be an ear. And just giving people that ability to understand that, like, again, we don't have to come to your house. We don't have to sit down and go through a whole bunch of, I don't know, paperwork, whatever you want to call it. If you want to just have a conversation with us and just talk, that's what we're here for.
How many officers are there now?
So, paid employees right now, we have 4 full-timers. We have 1 part-timer, 1 part-time spot open. We're trying to fill that right now.
I saw that.
And then as far as reserves, which are completely volunteer, which is going by the wayside. It's hard to get people to volunteer to want to be a cop nowadays. As far as volunteers, we've got Captain Copeland, Brooks, Benjamin DeVal, and Sean Kim. And so we have 4 reserves that volunteer their time to come out and still serve this community.
Wow.
So we have 9 total sworn officers and hoping to increase that. And, because with every added officer is added presence. And
so you have 1 part-time position you need to fill?
1 part-time trying to fill,
Of a police officer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So what's your ideal police officer?
Again, my ideal police officer is somebody that's wants to serve the community first. Wants to be a public servant, not just a cop. I don't want somebody that wants to come here to collect a paycheck because it is a part-time spot. So I don't want somebody just here collecting money and sitting around doing nothing. I want somebody that's going to come work that 20 to 30 hours a week, but be as engaged in the community as possible. Yeah. Somebody that's polite, professional, courteous at all times. Because again, if you can't meet at least that criteria of being that level of a human being, you're just not going to work for me. Yeah. It's not going to work.
Well, that's awesome. So wanted to make sure you got that plug on the show just in case somebody. So if you're out there and you are interested, how do they find? How do they apply?
So we're still accepting applications through the end of July. Most likely going to go ahead and push that out a week or 2, just because we don't have a whole lot of applicants coming in. We are looking certified, uncertified. We prefer certified. But as far as finding the application, you can either pick one up at the police department anytime for Valdana, which love Valdana. If you guys know her, she's fantastic. So you can pick one up from her at the police department, or you can get on our website at cpdok.org. And you can find it under there's a tab up there for employment. You can find the application there, fill it out online. It'll come to me, and then we'll schedule an interview.
Okay, awesome. So we are getting close to being out of time. And just a few more questions for you. So what can the community do to be more supportive of the police department?
Obviously, just being supportive and understanding that we're making those changes, that's paramount. So allowing us the ability to help you and understand, like, give us the opportunity to come out and talk to you and see that the change is happening, that's first step. But if there's things that you want to see, things that you want to change, tomorrow's town hall. We have it the second Tuesday of every month, and then 2 weeks after that every month. So there's 2 town halls. Coming out and voicing your opinion to the city council and letting them know, like, what you think could help and how we can benefit the community and let your voice be heard is one of the key ways to do that, for sure.
Awesome.
All right. Have a voice. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
And mine's going to be kind of off the cuff. What's your tattoo right here?
This one right here?
Yeah.
It means truth and justice in Latin. So
okay.
It came from the movie Boondock Saints. So one of my favorite movies is growing up, but just the fact that, like I said, embodies truth and justice, and that's what I try to be every day. So
there you go. Yeah.
This has been a great conversation.
It really has.
I mean, I have learned a lot about our police department and about our chief that I didn't really know before. So this is all really good information, and I'm excited to get this out there to the community so that everybody can hear directly from him, his heart and his mind and what he sees for the department. So one last question before we wrap things up. How long do you see yourself in this position?
I don't really want to set a timetable on it. I love being here and trying to turn this department around, and I'll do what I can to to continue to grow this department. Can I say it's my end goal? No. I do have a kind of goal in mind. I think at some point in time, I'd like to run for sheriff of this county or maybe another county, and continue to just grow and see how much more of a community I can impact. And at some point I might broaden outside of Chelsea, but right now I just want to continue to build this place up.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, if he does become sheriff, you heard it here first in 2025 on Center Stage Community Podcast. And so just don't forget you heard it here first, because that would be awesome.
Yeah, we'd like to keep you for a little while though. So. We are so blessed to have you on as chief here in Chelsea, and it was a wonderful chat. Glad to get to know you, and look forward to all the things that are to come.
I appreciate you guys having me out, and like I said, just want to stress to everybody, if you ever just have a question or want to have a conversation with me, my door is always open.
Yep. Well, there's a new chief in town.
Yeah. Well, Chief, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate you and your time.
Thank you guys for having me.
Coming out here and doing this. Yep, absolutely. And remember, guys, Center Stage Community Podcast is where we give the community the center stage.
That's a wrap.